What if even the most stubborn person on your team did what you asked them to do and was actually excited about it? I know there might be a way, though. There might be a way to stop that pushback and gain the momentum you're looking for. I am Kelly Hearn, and you are on the channel for Transitional Leadership, where we help individuals and businesses with career and leadership advice to build an even greater impact. And if you could authentically cascade initiatives to employees that wanted to complete them, not just today, not just in this moment, but for the long haul, would you be willing to put the work in to get there? Now, John Maxwell says that change isn't stating the destination, which means change is the journey to get to that destination. And you get to embrace the process, supporting your team all along the way. And what that means for you is that you can feel that weight lifted of getting it right, because the whole point is to make progress with every single step. Now, it reminds me of a client that I had worked with who was holding so tightly to her mistakes. Everything that she had made in the past, she just kept running through her head, reminding herself of. At one point, she was so frustrated with this change that she was trying to implement, and she was getting a lot of pushback from one specific employee, that in her frustration, she told him, "You don't have to like it, you just have to do it." Now, is that the way I would have coached her to say that phrase? Is that the way I would have coached her to interact with that person? No. And she had learned and grown so much since that time, but she still felt shame around the poor communication and the missed opportunities with him. Now, it wasn't even necessarily that he didn't want to have those opportunities with her, but that she was retreating in on herself because of that shame, because of that frustration with her choices. Then, weeks later, during his one on one, he shared that he didn't get the change. He didn't fully understand it until he did it. Until he took that action, he wasn't going to be on board. So, without her comment, he likely would have kept pushing. Now, again, was her delivery perfect? Absolutely not. But it gave her the opportunity to discuss it more and build that rapport with him. And having your team understand and support the changes that you're moving forward with is what you want in the long run, right? Now, I know that if you are someone who is on this channel, you want these kind of results, right? You want to see your employees succeed by any means possible. But even you might kind of sit back in your seat a little bit when you hear about putting in the work. And I get it, because your plate is already so full. There are only so many hours in the day, and we all have a whole life outside of this office. But have you considered, though, that there could be a swap? Are there things that you're doing today that we could replace with a better way that builds the buy-in for that change? Because look, I have no intention of adding a whole bunch more to your plate. I know that you're a dedicated leader because you're here. You're trying to better yourself, to be a better leader for your folks. Now, you would benefit from spending that same amount of time, putting in that same effort on the right things to see results. And if you're someone who's trying to persuade stubborn employees, stubborn team members, you're already in communication consistently, right? You're already putting in lots of work. You're doing it right now. And you're dedicated to seeing the results. So you can adjust the work and sow the right seeds that this exact person needs you to plant for them. Your seeds now are things like why they should do it, why they should use the new system, why it's important to remember to badge in or badge out, why they should follow your new updated sales script. That seed is just never going to grow. And why? Because no one wants to be told that they should do things. No one wants to be should on like that. And more than that, they don't care what you think they should do any more than you care that I think you should master leadership and influence. Imagine if I came on this video and I said things like, you should communicate more clearly. It's important that you empower your people. You should focus on getting bigger results for your company. I believe all of those things, but if I said it that way, I would just sound so preachy and annoying. And that is how you sound when you tell the team that they should implement your change. You're planting a should seed when planting a belief seed is so much more powerful. Imagine if instead of telling them they should use the new software, you help them believe that using the new software would make them even more marketable in this cutthroat job market. If you planted the belief that taking this action, making this change would help them become recession proof. Imagine that, recession proof, because they're even more valuable than people who use just a simple Excel. You can spend the same amount of time, you can put in the same amount of effort and just plant better seeds, seeds of belief to see even more growth. Right now, it's kind of like you're planting banana trees in a Midwestern orchard. I have an orchard at home, and you can only plant certain kinds of trees in that orchard. There's a little bit of gray area. You can try on some that might take root, that might produce fruit. And then there's some that are just never going to work. And trust me when I say a banana tree, not going to work. Now, if you're planting that banana tree, you're putting in all the effort. You're taking all of the time, but you're getting nowhere. If you instead planted cherry trees, you could get a full, sweet harvest for years to come. And if you want to get really excited about this analogy, if you really want to take this to the next level, you could even get a harvest that plants themselves. So think about this, stick with me. When people believe that change of any sort is beneficial to values that they hold dear, like professional development, they start to plant those seeds themselves. So the next time you roll something out, they look at it through that lens. Oh, being adaptable to change is better for my professional development. So they've already planted the seed. Then, rather than planting, you get to move on to watering. So you get to save that time and energy because you've already planted the right fruits. And being able to reap the rewards of your efforts is what you're looking for, right? So, if there were a way for you to learn exactly how to do this, would you be interested? Put interested in the comments below if that's something you would be interested in, and I will reach out to get you some more information. Now, let's take a look at what ideas might be causing you to hesitate on influencing rather than managing and weigh them against some reasons that you would want to move ahead with this. Okay. So, if you're not sure it will work and you know it'll take time to do it, that would cause you to hesitate, right? Is there anything else there? Again, put it in the comments if you can come up with anything. Now, this is a change for you after all, so I get it. There needs to be something in it for you. I'm not going to sit here and should on you for it. But when you influence based on beliefs, you get more authenticity in your communication. You get a deeper connection with your team and their needs. And you get continued progress and momentum as those fruits continue to seed themselves. And don't you think that those reasons to take action would seem to weigh heavier? Now, the Ripple Effect Workshop is coming up on November 25th. Okay. It's very short, it's only a few days away, honestly. And it's actually the very last Ripple Effect Workshop that I'll be holding. Like ever. I won't be putting this on again. So, if you want to learn how to influence based on beliefs and values, that is the place to start. I'm going to put the link below. Check and head over to that link to learn more about how you can develop these skills to continue to build that momentum through influencing through beliefs for yourself. All right. I hope that that was helpful, and I hope that you fully understand the value to you and to your team when you start to influence change based on beliefs. If you know someone who would benefit from this information, please share this video with them. Give it a like, put your comments below so that we can continue to share this message with leaders everywhere.